What's going on, people? I'm back with another Hit Dog Showcase Throwback Thursday movie review. And this week I'm taking you back to 2001 with The Others. The Others came to theaters on August 2nd, 2001, and it is directed by Alejandro Amenabar, featuring Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, Harvey Weinstein, Phil Noonan Flanagan, Alakina Mann, and too many more to name. Now, the movie takes place during World War II when a family of four, which is Nicole Kidman, who plays Grace, and her husband Charles, who is played by Christopher Eccleston. And they have two kids, Anne, who is played by Alakina Mann, and Nicholas, who is played by James Bentley. Now, Charles served in the war, and he didn't return home right after the war ended. So he's leaving his wife, Grace, highly distressed with two agitating kids who are homebound due to some type of light sensitivity disease. On top of it all, Grace, she have good reason to believe that the house is haunted based off the noises she's been hearing in the attic, under the stairway, and even sometimes in the rooms with the kids. Towards the middle part of the movie, Grace hires three servants, an older couple, and a young lady who doesn't speak. So, out of all the orders that she's given them, she wants to absolutely make sure that they do not let any light into the house, or it will make the kids sick. And it's just something that she encourages them not to cut the corners and let light into the house. I'm thinking it is all in her mind because I just had never heard of nothing like that. But for the sake of the movie, it made a good movie. It was something different, so it was good to me. So during a turning point of the movie is when the servants decided to go against the rules and let the light in the house anyway, completely going against everything that Grace said, and she lost it. And she reassured them, if you go against the rules again, that I'll have to let y'all go. So one day, Grace, she just couldn't take it no more, wondering if her husband Charles would ever return home. So she left the house, walking into like a complete foggy white atmosphere in the middle of nowhere. And then there was like this dead silence until she noticed someone walking towards her, and it was Charles. So Grace, she embraced him. She was so happy to see him, and she just soaked up the moment, which is what any woman would do when she's happy to see her husband alive after being in the war. But he didn't give her nothing in return. It's like it didn't even matter to him if he would ever see her or his family again. So another turning point of the movie is when the servants, they started to communicate with the ghosts, like they was kind of welcoming them even more so into the home. And they even got close to the kids, the ghosts I'm talking about, until they became one of the kids. And it was a part of the movie, which is one of the most memorable scenes in the movie, is when Grace punished Anne for teasing Nicholas. Which she really didn't tease Nicholas. It was the ghost who had came in the room and tapped Nicholas on the shoulder. But of course, Grace wasn't buying the story from Anne. She thought that Anne was just pulling another fast one on her, just getting on her nerves. And then being such the strict parent that she was, she punished Anne and she sent her into the room where there's like this old wedding dress or whatever. And Anne was playing in the dress with a puppet. So Grace told Anne to take the dress off, that she could only play in the dress for a little while, and then she got to take the dress off because she was punished. So when Grace left the room, she returned back to the room. Anne still had the dress on, and she looked like she had like little old lady hands playing with the puppet. So Grace stared at Anne, and she said, "What's the matter?" And then Grace says, "Where's my daughter?" And then Anne said, "I am your daughter." She said it with like a little creepy laugh behind it. And then Grace says, "Well, what have you done to my daughter?" And Anne said, "Are you mad? I am your daughter." And then Grace attacked Anne. I don't know. I'm probably was the only one in the theater at that time laughing at that part. And then Anne turned into a little old blind lady. And she had a veil on her head. And when she took the veil off and Grace like pushed her to the ground, she was just like screaming like, "Where's my daughter? What have you done to my daughter?" And then she pushed her daughter to the ground. When Anne turned around, it was Anne. It wasn't a little old lady no more. So that was like one of the most creepiest scenes ever in that movie. I'll never forget that. Another chilling scene is when Grace was in bed with James, and it was like he wasn't even there. He wasn't even responding to her like at all. Then towards the end of the movie is where it gets confusing to me. But at the same time, it kept me. Although, even throughout most of the film, the movie was filmed in a dark house with the only light being used were candles. So Grace was kind of fed up with the servants disobeying her, so she put them out. And that's when the ghosts started to reveal themselves even more so. So I was a bit confused at that part because I'm like, at the ending of the movie, although this movie came out in 2001, 17 years later, I still didn't quite get the ending, but it ends with the ghost sitting around a table performing a seance to connect with the dead. So I'm assuming that Grace, Anne, and Nicholas were dead, and that they thought that they were alive, and they believed that the house was haunted, when in fact the only hauntings in the house were them. So this movie, it just never gets old to me though. Although it was a bit confusing, I still like it. It kept me. It was creepy. It was a lot of jump scares. I can remember it like it just came out yesterday. And it's underrated to say that Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 4 out of 5 stars and at 83%. So if you like this review, tell me what you think about it in the comments down below. Leave a thumbs up if you will. Share this video if you like. Leave some feedback and let me know what movies that you would like for me to go back and do a review on, like for Throwback Thursday. Because this concludes another Hit Dog Showcase Throwback Thursday movie review, and I would like to thank y'all for watching. And again, I'll talk to you soon.